Hey everybody, it's Friday, so that can only mean one thing. I actually was going to record this for Saturday, but I've already got a little bit of a plan, so this is probably the last mention I'm going to give you before it actually happens. So if you haven't had the chance to check out the other video on the channel, yesterday's video, I did make a mention of an announcement that I'm going to be having a guest. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live stream on Saturday, August the 22nd, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time, and it is going to be related to this, Project 2020. So you might want to check it out if you get a chance. I'm going to be talking to Chris from CRT Sports Cards related to this exact thing. So you'll get a chance to hear a little bit more about that. If you are interested in it, he's definitely a great resource to be able to ask, and I've got some questions that hopefully he'll be able to give us some insight on, and I think it should be a fun conversation. So if you have the chance to join us live, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, you should be able to check out the replay on the channel once it goes online. But because of that, I wanted to record this today. This week was actually pretty productive at the mailbox in contrast to some of the recent weeks, so this is just from this week's mail. So I'll quickly go through it. There's a lot of stuff, but some of the stuff's kind of fun, and I'll show it to you. So these are some singles I've been picking up here and there, trying to fill in some of these. This is a Prism Aaron Rodgers, and this is, let me see if I remember, 2016 Prism. So I'm starting to fill in some of these base cards because I'm worried that some of these are going to start to go up as Prism has become super popular lately. And I actually lost out on a first-year Aaron Rodgers Prism for already about $45 Canadian. It's already happening with some of them. Hopefully, it hasn't gotten to some of these later issues yet. I'd love to get the silvers as well, but a lot of that is going to be budgetary. So this is the 2019 version. Stuff like that, you try to get it from the same seller to get a better deal. And this is kind of a cool card. So this is from 2018 Select. This is the red, white, and blue parallel. So I definitely have the light set up pretty bright. I'll turn it down if I need to, but it makes it a little easier to get the shine, especially at certain angles. Actually, I will crank it down just a little bit. It's a little bit much. There we go. Hopefully that's a little less insane. But these are fun looking cards. So that's the 2018 Select. I think that's the red, white, and blue. I'm still acquainting myself with some of these parallels. This one is numbered to 199. Good looking card though, for sure. All right, next one in the same vein of picking up some base cards while they're still relatively cheap. This is the first year Prism. This should be 2012 Prism, and it's from a guy who will be going to the Hall of Fame sooner rather than later. He hasn't tied Willie Mays as of the time I'm recording this, but he's right on the cusp, and he's also right at the top of the RBI ranks as well. So he's the first ballot Hall of Fame when the time comes. So this was probably a good time to pick up this card. They're pretty nice looking. So that's 2012 Prism, Albert Pujols. Sticking with my Select theme of recent times. So here's another guy that I've been keeping an eye on lately, so you'll probably see a little more of him in upcoming mail days. So this is the Juan Soto. This is a red one from 2020 Select. I've been enjoying 2020 Select as well. It's got decent shine on it. It has the etching and all that good stuff. So this one is numbered to 199 as well. The design on this year's Select is pretty sweet. I think you'll get more of a taste of that as the upcoming mail comes. So now we're going to get to the Medanos. There's a lot of different stuff that I picked up on. The majority of this that you saw, all the top loader cards were from that. Let's show off some cards from some projects I'm working on. So this is from Stature. So the new Stature issue. This is the Century Momentous. This is the green one out of 99. So if you've watched previous mail days, you know I'm starting to chip away at these. I've got a few more to come in, but we're definitely making serious progress. Great looking cards. Century Momentous, green out of 99. Next one is the portrait version of the base card. So this is the portrait variant. This is the red one, numbered to 20. There we go. So with this, all that's left is the purple 1 of 1. And I've got an angle on it. It's just going to be a matter of if I can actually make the deal happen. I'm not going to press myself to make that deal occur. I'm satisfied if I can't quite get it done. That's okay. But nonetheless, it is pretty nice to have pretty much all of them in hand now. A couple more to come from some of the other inserts, but we're definitely making some progress. But that's the portrait version, red out of 20. This one's kind of a sneaky good card if you're not paying attention to it. So this is from 2004, 2005 Upper Deck. So this was a Young Guns version of Medano. And the thing about this one is this is the glossy version. So there's 2 glossies. So hopefully you can make that out right there. Gives you a little bit of shine on it, but it's a little bit sneaky under the radar if you're not fully paying attention to it. So this is a glossy version out of 10. That's a tough card for sure. Another great one to add to the collection. We definitely got some neat and rather limited ones as well. So this one here, if you like your 90s throwback, if you got into the Michael Jordan craze when The Last Dance came out, one of the series that is one of the more infamous ones is the Jambalaya series. But they did make versions of that in hockey as well. So this is 2008, 2009 Jambalaya. So that's the one from Modano. Hopefully you can see like the way it looks like with the texture. They're neat looking cards. For sure. There you go. Hopefully you can make some of that out. It tells you something when cards like this aren't anywhere near the end of my mail day here. Jambalaya 2008-2009 Fleer EX. Okay, this one would also be sneaky and kind of fall under the radar. I think the year's 95-96. I'll have to check my checklist. But this is the franchise from Score. If you want to be surprised, try looking these up on eBay. They don't come up a lot. Surprisingly difficult. And you wouldn't think of Score, especially mid-90s Score, as something that would yield much. These are actually surprisingly tough. So I'm quite happy to have it, certainly. Another good one for the mid-90s part of the collection. In the same vein, this is 294.95. This is Pinnacle. This is the artist proof. Filling in those cards. And actually, there's going to be a theme occurring with this one that I'm going to be discussing in a moment. But actually, I think this one completes the rainbow for this year as well. I'll put it on the screen if that's the case, but I think that's true. I think this one actually completes the rainbow. Although it's not quite as high profile as a couple of the ones I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes. But that is the artist proof. 94.95 Pinnacle. Okay, this next one is the Donruss Elite die cut. So I had the regular version and I had the uncut die cut and then the actual die cut here. Nice full card, but the die cut is the key with these. These are kind of tough. This one here is a little bit sneaky as well. So this is from 95-96. This is Pinnacle. With Pinnacle, you've got one of the parallels is the Ring Collection, but there's also the artist proof version of Ring Collection, which shows Ring Collection on the back. But then if you look at the front, you got to go look at the corner. So I got to tilt this a little bit, and you can see that it says artist proof in the corner. It's a little bit sneaky. But you can definitely make out in the foil that it does say artist proof there. Definitely playing some wonky stuff with the lighting here. There you go. But it's got the nice Dufex. All the foil happening is kind of cool. Yeah, this lighting is driving my camera crazy. Okay, there we go. So anyway, so that's 95-96, Pinnacle, artist proof. Some fun cards so far. This one is 95-96. This was the first year of Be a Player for hockey. And I already had the autograph, but now I have the autograph die cut. So this one doesn't require nearly as much explanation. It's the die cut version of the autograph card. It's another certified autograph to add to the collection. And the first year they stuck to a lot of like portrait shots of people outside. Most of the players didn't really look like hockey players. They were just kind of hanging out taking pictures. But anyway, that's one that I needed in the collection for a while, so another one for that. More hitting the mid-90s. This was a more modern one, 2013-2014 Artifacts. So this is the Spectrum out of 25. This is a nice limited card. I've had a couple of these recently. It's got a nice shine to it. I got lucky, actually. The seller threw it exactly like this into the top loader with no team bag or anything. It's just like this. Didn't even tape it up. So turned out well. It's one of those things where I was tempted to give like a neutral, but since the card is in good condition, I'll let it go. But make sure you at least take the minimum amount of precaution. Don't just throw it in a padded envelope and think that you're good to go. Especially if they're a little bit tougher. These are to 25, so it's not like there's a lot of these running around. Okay, returning back to the 90s, let's look at 97-98. This is SPX, and this is the gold parallel. Hopefully from this angle you can also see the hologram, which is kind of sweet. I think I'm capturing it actually pretty well. Those holograms, I always thought the hologram was kind of cool. Because it actually moves a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. But anyway, this is the gold parallel from that. And that just leaves me with one more to complete this rainbow. Last one, though, was the grand finale. That one is limited to 50 copies, so it's a tough one. And when and if I get the grand finale, I'll show it to you because it's going to look similar to this, but it is going to be distinguishable. It is a little bit different in the way it looks. Very cool nonetheless. That is the gold version from 97-98 SPX. All right, this one is probably going to look familiar to one that I've had in the past, but there is a difference. So this is 97-98 Donruss Canadian Ice. This is the Dominion series. Now, the more those of you with better memory would look at it and go, didn't you already have one of those? Well, the answer is yes, but there were versions that kind of got backdoored that didn't have any numbering. So this one is the genuine article with the proper numbering out of 150 on the bottom. I didn't mind having the other one in the collection as a placeholder and to have it as well, but I wanted one with the proper numbering. So that's the gold version, Dominion series, 97-98 Canadian Ice. I'm zipping through them because I don't want the video to be too long, but also I want to get to certain specific cards that kind of deserve a little bit extra time to talk about. So this is going to be one of those. So this is the 98-99 Aurora Championship Fever Silver. Hopefully you can see that it etches out the same image of the player in the foil as well. Very cool. So the silver is numbered to 250 right there. So this is not the rarest one of those. However, what it does, and I'm going to bring the folio in here for this. What it does for me is it fills in this slot, which actually completes the rainbow. So you got the gold base card. So we got the red, which is unnumbered, the silver out of 250, the ice blue out of 100, and then the copper out of 20. So this almost fills up the page, but takes care of all the championship fevers. Makes a nice Z shape. I'm going to come back to the folio in a minute, but I wanted to share that one with you. So that is the 98-99 Aurora Championship Fever Silver, completing a rainbow. This next one is surprisingly tough, but any of you who have ever seen, I've opened a little bit of this product on the channel as well, so it is, and I've actually not successfully pulled a single one of these in boxes that I've pulled. So this is 98-99 Upper Deck MVP, and this is the Gold Script Medena. And the Gold Scripts are numbered to 100, with the Gold Script labeling there as well, and on the hologram. But yeah, these are surprisingly tough. I've only pulled one personally in all the packs that I've opened over the years, and that was Martin Brodeur back around 98-99. I sold it not long after, but yeah, these are surprisingly tough, all things considered. Especially if you're trying to forget your specific player. But that's another one off the list. The only one I think I have left for this one is the Superscript out of 25, which those are tough for sure. So there's another one, another 98-99. And since we're sticking to that theme, let's stick to 98-99, and now we're going to look at 98-99 Black Diamond. So this is the green quad diamond. Cool looking card with the foil. And this one is also out of 100. Now the quad, what that does for me, in the same vein as a moment ago. So I'll bring back the folio now for this. Let's shift over one spot here. And if you can see, we got, let me shift this up a little bit. You got the base card. You got the red, that's out of 2,000. The gold out of 1,000, and this one's going to occupy this slot right here out of 100 to complete that rainbow. So there's another one. Another 98-99, another rainbow. Doing pretty good so far. So that is 98-99, Black Diamond, Quad Diamond out of 100. All right, so now I've saved, I'm just about at the end here. I've got one more that I'm going to show you, but then I'm going to show you one more completed rainbow if that wasn't good enough. So 3 completed rainbows, maybe 4 actually, if that one card is also a rainbow killer. So let's look at this. So this is from 99-2000. So this is a year later, and this is the black label from their Topps Gold label. This is 99-2000, black label, and this is Class 2. So you can see that right there. Kind of small, but it's there. So the black ones are not numbered. But I always like the gold labels. They're pretty sweet looking cards. But this one came with a few others as part of the package. So this isn't the specific highlight that I want to show you, but that is another one as I'm chipping away at this as well. But the last one that I want to finish off with is these 3. So these are 98-99 Topps Gold label, and I'm going to share them with you, and then we're going to do one more shot here to conclude the video. So this is all 98-99, all Topps Gold label. This one is going to be a Class 2 black label, similar to the one I showed you a second ago, but the previous year. And the key with these is you want to pay attention to the images because they also change depending on which class. And then the label itself will always, the foil on this will change depending on that. So all the black labels are not numbered, but they get increasingly tougher because there's class 1, class 2, and class 3. And then there's the gold label, which is the initial one, the black label, which is the middle one, and then the red label, which is the toughest one. And the red labels are all numbered. So that's black label, class 2. Then we got black label, class 3, which is tougher still. Now you can see the picture in the front stays the same, but what changes is the picture in the back. So class 2, class 3. Okay, we'll get back to that in a second. Nice rainbow foil as well. Great looking cards. There's your class 3. Okay. Last one here, class 3, red label. So you can see obviously the picture in the front and the back stay the same. Red label is right there with the foil. And now the differentiator is, in terms of the foil they're using is all the same, but the differentiator is obviously class 3, just the same. But it's a little hard to see, so I'm going to tilt it a little bit for you. Hopefully I can get an angle that'll show it off well. It'll be a little tricky to do. I don't know if you can make it out there. Let me see if I can shift it for you. Yeah, it's a little hard to read, but it's basically indented in there. So this is out of 25. So this is card number 25 of 25. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's going to be a little tough to show you. You'll have to take my word for it. In person, it's a little easier to see. But anyway, so that is number 25 of 25. I don't know why they just didn't fill in the foil in the 98-99 year. In 99-2000, they did actually do it. They used gold foils just like this to make it a lot easier to read. But it is number 25 of 25. It's basically just a groove in there. But these are super tough. Now what that does for you is it leaves us back to the folio here. So we're going to shift ahead all the way to tops. T for tops. And that takes us to this page. Okay, so I'm going to back up just a smidge. Hopefully that's easier to see. So there you go. So what you can see here is this is all the class 1s. Class 1 regular gold label, black label, and red label. So this is numbered to 100. Then this is the class 2, so gold label. And then we're going to put the class 2 black label is going to end up right here. And there's your red label. This is going to be numbered to 50. And then to finish off the whole thing, our class 3s. So we got our class 3 black to fit into this slot. And you can see the background pictures all match up depending on which class level it is. And then of course, the toughest one of all, the gold label class 3. Just going to back up just a hint for you. There you go. And that is the third, at least, completed rainbow of this mail day. So that right there is a good way to finish off. One more thing I'll include is that there's actually one-of-one versions of all of these, but I'm not going to count them as part of the rainbow, obviously, because one one-of-one is tough enough. 2 is ridiculous, and 9 is just, we're not even going to discuss it. As far as I'm concerned, filling up this page, I'm quite satisfied with that. This one's awesome. It's been 21 years in the making for this one because I definitely pulled the first card in there as part of opening packs back in 98-99, and here we are. 21 years later, we have a completed page of 98-99 Topps Gold Label. That's a great way to finish. So thanks as always for watching. Like I said, there is a live stream happening on Saturday. I'm going to talk with Chris from CRT Sports Cards. If you have time, come and check it out. Otherwise, it'll be archived in the channel. Comments and questions are always welcome. If you like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe, feel free to join in. I do showcases and mail days and all kinds of stuff like that. And we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks very much.